The UFC 277 poster has been released. It takes place July 30th at American Airlines Arena in Dallas, Texas. This card features 2 belts on the line. The rematch of Amanda Nunes vs. Juliana Pena for the women's bantamweight title, and Brandon Moreno vs. Kai Kara-France for an interim flyweight title fight. Derek Lewis is fighting in his hometown against Sergey Pavlovich. This card also features the return of ex-middleweight champion Luke Rockhold, who is taking on Paulo Costa in the middleweight division. And finally, Anthony Smith takes on Magomed Ankalaev in a top light heavyweight contender fight. Before his fight with Sean Strickland, Alex Pereira was unranked in the UFC's middleweight division. However, following his impressive win over the previously ranked number 4 contender, Alex is now ranked number 6 as Sean falls to number 7. Pereira knocked out Sean Strickland in the first round, starting with his signature left hook, followed by a right hand before referee Jason Herzog was forced to stop the contest. After his unanimous decision win over Uriah Hall at UFC 276, Andre Muniz breaks into the top 10 of the UFC middleweight division, moving up 3 spots from number 13. Uriah Hall sounded bitter in an Instagram post following his loss. Here's what he had to say. "The fight game can be beautiful, but also massively brutal. The part of this sport can also be the necessary part of growth. I must celebrate my win, but also learn from my losses. Most importantly, I can't wait to tell my kids I got my ass kicked and kept coming. No one hits harder than life, and I'm still standing. Congrats to black belt jiu-jitsu champion Andre for not even being able to submit a blue belt. I would have held on for dear life as well. Your boring plan worked, and you won the decision. JK, lol, all good, on to the next." Gilbert Burns retweets a video of Dustin Poirier and Michael Chandler getting into it at UFC 276. He's excited about a potential match between the two. Max Holloway was outclassed by Alexander Volkanovski at UFC 276, losing a unanimous decision where he had difficulty connecting with his strikes. Volkanovski, on the other hand, found a home for his right hand in the second round, opening a nasty cut over the left eye of Holloway. Doctors hurried between rounds in attempts to stop the profuse bleeding. Dr. David Abbasi commented on Holloway's cut via Twitter. "These swabs into cuts in between rounds, they contain chemicals such as epinephrine, which help the blood vessels to constrict and the blood to clot. After the fight, when we sew up these complex lacerations, we line up the edges like a puzzle and sew." Conor McGregor takes to Twitter to post his thoughts on his chances of being inducted into the UFC Hall of Fame. "Looking forward to my own Hall of Fame entry all the same. I'm a shoo-in. First of everything. All the records. KO speed. Knockdown amount. KO's most divisions. Financials. You name it. No rush though. I'm still into bust noses open and put opponents unconscious. A real goer." Jessica Rose Clark gives an update following her submission loss to Julija Stoliarenko. "Well, that sucked. I just got back from the hospital. I'm probably going to need surgery on my elbow. She did a really good job of continuing to armbar me after I tapped, but that's fine. It is what it is. I felt great. I cried the entire time I was at the hospital, but I'm feeling all right. I'm understandably heartbroken, but I did everything right this camp. I'm going to have this surgery and heal up, and then come back and be better, and that's all I can do. Sean Strickland posted to Instagram after his loss to Alex Pereira.
Hey guys, I slept it off, and it still fucking sucks. But I want to give a big thanks to the fans, man. Last night was rough. I worked my ass off for like less than one round. It was hard. And the comments, the message, the support I got from you guys, man, like, it helped me mentally, and I appreciate that, you know. I'm not the greatest fighter. I'm not the best mixed martial artist. I'll never have a Nike sponsor. I'll never be on Wheaties box. It's not who I am. I like to fight, you know. And if I could go back and refight that guy, I wouldn't change a goddamn thing. I wanted to stand and bang with him. I thought I was doing pretty damn good, so I wasn't. You know, I would do it all over again the same exact way. This is what it is. Kind of crawl my way back up to the top. But this message I just want to convey to you guys, you know, thank you, man. I know I'm not going to be the greatest. I'm not a Khabib or St. Pierre. I'm just a guy who likes to fight, and you guys make that possible. So thank you guys. On to the next one.
Two events have been cancelled from UFC Vegas 58 due to undisclosed reasons. The first fight to be cancelled is Jamie Pickett vs. Dennis Tululin. According to MMA Junkie, this fight is tentatively rescheduled to take place on September 10th at UFC 279, though the move is not final. And the second fight to be cancelled is Austin Lingo vs. David Anama. After Lingo withdrew due to undisclosed reasons, sources say his last-minute replacement will be Garrett Armfield, who lost to Anama by unanimous decision in 2018. Michael Chiesa discusses his back injury with MMA Junkie. He said, "I actually sustained a back injury like at the end of February, early March, so I've just been kind of on the mend with that. But being out here, big fight feels out here, so I got the itch to compete again, but I've got to make sure my body's right." It's kind of been an ongoing issue, but that's the good thing about the UFC PI. They're taking care of me, they're making sure I'm getting taken care of. It's important for me, especially with where I'm at, coming off 2 losses. I can't go into a fight and handicap myself, trying to put a band-aid on an injury that needs to be stitched up. So that's the most important thing, is just to make sure I'm healthy. But I'm hungry. I got the fire. I want to fight. The welterweight division is really getting interesting. A lot of prospects coming up. A lot of veterans that are well established in the division are still shining bright. So I just want to make sure I'm healthy before I get back in there. Jim Miller talks with MMA Junkie about fighting in the UFC, his fight with Cowboy, and taking more fights at welterweight. Here's what he had to say. To get to this point, to kind of overcome some of the things I've had to overcome, I'm super proud of the things I've had to do. I'm just a 5'7" hillbilly from the woods of New Jersey. I've outlasted everybody and still finishing dangerous fighters inside the octagon. It was a great opportunity to share the octagon with Cowboy. I feel like we're both cut from the same cloth. That anytime, anywhere, any place mentality that feels like it might be going away in some instances in the younger generation. When asked about moving to welterweight, Jim Miller said, "I definitely am. If the right opportunity at 170 arose, I'd be gung-ho to do it." And that's it for your MMA Rush recap. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell so that you stay up to date with the latest MMA news.